Well, hello there and good morning, kids. Teacher Roy is here once again. Today it's Wednesday, May 6th. It's the belly bottom of the week. We're getting closer to the most amazing day of the week, that is Friday. Today, my kids, we're gonna be working with global citizenship and think tank. You're gonna be learning about things of the Eastern Hemisphere, and that's for global citizenship. And for think tank, we're going to be learning about insurance. Why is it important to pay for insurance? Probably if you ask mom or dad, they're going to tell you, yes, we have insurance for the car, we have insurance for the house, we have healthcare insurance, dentist insurance, many kind of insurances, okay? So, global citizenship, we're going to be working with pages 111 to 114. Again, 111 to 114. And then think tank, we're going to be working with only one page, that is page 174. Page 174, okay? But before we start, first things first, what's up? I hope you're doing fine. I hope you're doing good. I hope you're staying safe and washing your hands. Let's do something so we don't get lost in this whole stuff of the coronavirus and the whole thing that is going on. Let's remember when we were at school and when I passed list to see who was here, who wasn't, and write it on the board. Let's see. You have to say present when you hear your name. Okay, I know you're at home and you're gonna be like, that doesn't make sense. Just do it. Okay, thank you. Isabella, Sophie, Beas, Cesar, Luis, Mr. President Reisel, Shadana, Emir, Isra, Edu, Sueli, Raimi, Abby, Valerie, Mitch, Twinsy, Georgette, Xavier, Anna, George, Dante, Alexa, Tobarcita, Karish, Becca, Asa, and Mrs. Patty. There we go. I hope all of you are watching the video so you can say present. All right, now let's get down to business. Again, we're going to be working global citizenship and think tank. You're going to be doing notes. So I hope you have ready your highlighter because we're going to highlight some information, okay? Now, let me share my screen with you. Give me just 1 second. Ready. And it says physical geography and culture. We have been learning about the Eastern Hemisphere, Asia, Australia, Europe, Africa, okay, the Eastern Hemisphere. We have already learned some vocabulary that we are using. So let's get down to business and see what they're asking us in this page. This is page 111, okay? It says, read the following text. Climate is a part of physical geography. Yes, we already know climate is part of the geography of a country, of a state, even from a city, and obviously from a continent. And it can impact the way people live. Of course it can. There are many different climates in the Eastern Hemisphere. Each climate can affect the way people dress in that area, which is absolutely correct. It's right. It's not the same. We don't dress like people dress in the northern Canada or in Alaska. We don't dress that way. Why? Because the climate is different. Even when we have spring, summer here in TJ, in Tijuana, it changes because in December, in winter, it is cold, but in summer, it is extremely hot. Sometimes even it's raining a lot. So we change our clothes according to the climate. That is something that is absolutely true. Now, in here it says, how does the climate and weather where you live affect the clothes you wear? I just said it, okay? But write it down. And it happens the same if you go to Mexico City, the climate and the weather is different. For example, my mom, my dad that lives there, the rest of my family that lives there. Sometimes I'm calling my mom and asking her, "How are you doing?" And she's like, "Oh, we're doing fine. We're doing all good. But you know, it's raining a lot, raining, extremely raining a lot." I'm like, "Oh, really?" And she's like, "Yeah, it's raining a lot. You know, it hasn't stopped in 2 days. It has been raining for 2 days consecutive." I'm like, "Oh, here is extremely sun. It's sunny, completely sunny. It is too hot. It hasn't been raining." And she's like, "Oh, okay. Well, I thought it was raining over there." And I have to tell her, "No, here is different. Even a distance inside a country can make the climate be different." Okay. Now, in here, it is asking us, work with your team, design an outfit that can be worn in one of the climates of the Eastern Hemisphere. This part, you have to do it in optional pages. It's not gonna be teamwork. It's gonna be by yourself. You have to design, you have to draw an outfit. Outfit means clothing, okay? Clothes. And you have to choose. Are you going to do it with the Sahara Desert in Africa? You know, very, very hot and dry weather. What clothes would you wear? Draw them. Or are you going to do it with Siberia in Russia? Very cold, snowy, icy, with a lot of snow, okay? How would you draw it? Or are you going to do it in Sri Lanka, in India? Warm, tropical, a lot of rain. What clothes would you draw? What clothes would you wear? So in optional pages, write one of the options, Africa, Russia, or India. And then you have to draw, according to the option that you chose, the clothing that you would wear over there, okay? That's all. That's all you have to do from this page. Remember, you have to choose Africa, Russia, or India, one of them. If you want to do the three of them, perfect for me. You know, I love to see your drawings. But with one is more than enough, okay? But you have to remember, Africa is going to be very hot and dry. So the clothing has to change. Russia is gonna be very cold, snowy, and icy. Obviously, the clothes are gonna be different from Africa. And the same happens with India. It's gonna be warm, tropical, a lot of rain. The clothing is gonna change. So you have to choose one of those three and then draw the clothes according to the specification of the weather. Okay? That's all. That's all for this page. Let's move. Oh, well, we have this little question. And it says, besides the climate, how else do you think the physical geography of an area impacts people's culture? For example, here in TJ, the culture, it's different than in Mexico City. In Mexico, we don't have beaches. You have playas in Tijuana. Okay, you have playas of Tijuana, and the people that live there, the way they behave, the way they dress, all this stuff, it's different, for example, from people in Mexico City or people in Monterrey or people in Cancun. Maybe in Cancun they're similar, maybe they're not, okay? So what other thing besides climate can change? For example, in here that I'm telling you is because you're close to the ocean. So the culture, it changes a bit more. How? Mexico City, we don't eat much seafood. Here in Tijuana, you eat a lot of seafood. Fish, shrimp, oyster, a lot of seafood. In Mexico City, we don't eat that much. Yes, we eat it, but not that much. Why? Because we are not close to the ocean. The seafood is something that is not so, it is accessible, but it's not like you do it every day. You eat it every day. No, here in Tijuana, yes, you can go and eat some shrimp tacos whenever you want. Okay, in Mexico City, you do it, but not that often. So that is another way that not only climate, but a physical geography that is closer here in Tijuana to the ocean can change the way you live and behave. Okay? Now, after that, we're going to move to this page, page 112. And it says, geography and culture in the Eastern Hemisphere. Here is where you need your highlighter because you're gonna highlight the most important information, okay? I know that I usually tell you, listen to the track 26 and read, not this time. You're gonna read first, and then after reading, you're going to listen to the track. Read first, then the track. Why? I need you to practice your reading. Once you read all the text, then you're going to listen to the track to see if you pronounce the words correctly. Okay? First read, then listen to check your pronunciation. Understood? Good. Now, we have words that we saw on page 110. That is the new vocabulary for this part of global citizenship. We have words here on the text that are from with a different color. For example, fertile, paddy fields, sleds. Okay, there are different words that are gonna be used in this text. I need you to read about it. You're gonna learn how people live in different parts of the Eastern Hemisphere. You're going to learn about Southeast Asia, like Vietnam. You're going to learn about Russia with the Nenets. You're going to learn about Greece with the Santorini people that lives in there. And you're going to learn about the Congo with the Mbuti people that lives there in the Congo. So you're going to learn from different cultures and how the physical geography changes the way they behave, the way they dress, the way they eat, everything. Okay, so you're going to learn from 4 different places: Congo, Greece, Russia. What else? Exactly, very good. The other one is good, kids. So geography changes the way people behaves. Again, it's quite easy. You're gonna learn from Southeast Asia. You're gonna learn from Russia, that is Europe. You're gonna learn from Congo, that is Africa. You're gonna learn from Greece, that is also part of the Mediterranean. It's part of Europe too as well. Okay, so you're gonna be learning of these places. After you read the information and you highlighted the most important information, you go to optional pages and you do your global citizenship notes. I need to see the notes. If you send me the work and I don't see the notes, you are not going to get the check mark. I need to see the notes. Okay? And remember, with every notes that you do, you need to do a drawing. So you can choose people in Vietnam in the rice fields, picking up the rice, the Nenets in Russia, Santorini in Greece, or the huts, the houses of the people in Congo, of the Mbuti. Okay? You choose one of those 4 has to be the illustration for your global citizenship notes. Once we do that, we can go to page 113. With the information that you read, with the information that you highlighted and you use for your notes, you're gonna be able to answer this part. It says, complete the graphic organizer to show how physical geography affects the culture of different people. And you have, again, the 4 that I told you. The people of Southeast Asia, the people of Vietnam and all that part, the people from Russia that are gonna be the Nenets, the people of Santorini, and the Mbuti, okay? How does physical geography affect each culture? The answers are in the reading, so make sure to read again. A hint, an advice with the reading. Let's go back to it so you can see what I'm talking about. Usually, the most important information is very close or is where the different color words are. For example, Southeast Asia countries such as Vietnam and Indonesia are warm and get lots of rain. As a result, the area has very fertile land. So important information would be from Southeast Asia to fertile land. Okay, so you have to read, you have to see if it's just one part or if it's just the complete sentence that gives you the information that you need to understand it. Okay, so with that information that you used, you can complete this part without problems. After you complete the graphic organizer, we're going to this part. Physical and human geography by numbers. Like it says here, math connection, you're going to be using simple arithmetic, simple mathematics to solve these problems. Read the facts about the physical and human geography of the Eastern Hemisphere. Then solve the world problems. We have 3 problems, quite easy. And it says, number 1, the Nile River is the longest river in the world with a length of 6,852 kilometers. The Tigris River in the Western Asia is 1,850 kilometers long. What is the difference in length between the 2 rivers? What do you have to do, kids? They're asking you the difference. You have 6,852 for one, and you have 1,850 for the other. What do you have to do? Simple mathematics, think about it. Is it going to be a multiplication? No. Is it going to be a division? No. Is it going to be an addition? No again. What do you have left? Exactly, subtraction. You need to do a subtraction. 6,852 minus 1,850, and then you're gonna get the difference. Understood? Good. Number 2, Europe is about 10.1 million square kilometers. That's extremely big. Asia is about 44.5 million square kilometers. That's even bigger. And Africa is about 30.3 square kilometers. So the first one would be Asia, Africa, Europe. How much larger is Asia than Europe and Africa combined? What do you have to do in here? First, you have to combine the numbers of Europe and Africa. So you need to do a, no multiplication. Of course, not a division. Yes, an addition. You have to add the numbers of Europe with the numbers of Africa. You're gonna get a result, and then that result, you need to do the same as the first exercise, subtraction. You need to subtract the numbers of the square kilometers of Asia with the combined kilometers of Europe and Africa to get the final result. Understood? Good. Number 3, Asia has the largest population size of any continent, which is true. Just the Chinese, they are extremely having a lot of population in there, and it's not a big country. I mean, it's big, but there are many more people than there should be in there. While Australia has the smallest. Even if Australia is big, they don't have a lot of people in there, okay? If there were exactly this amount of people in Asia, look at the number, look at it. And then you have this amount of people in Australia. How many more people would Asia have compared to Australia? Again, having those numbers, what do you think you have to do? Addition? They're telling you more. How many more? You have to do a comparison. You have to check the difference between one number and the other. And to always get the difference, the comparison between these, you need to do a subtraction. The biggest number is going to be subtracted by the smallest number. and that's how you're going to get the result. As you can see, it's simple mathematics, simple arithmetic operations. And my kids, after you do that, they're asking you here in the self-assessment, choose one of the word problems above. What steps did you use to solve the problem? What was the process? I already explained the process. Try to remember it and write it down. That's all the work for today. Let me stop sharing my screen and let's summarize the work of today. For global citizenship, we just learned about the physical geography, climate, and how it changes the way the culture of each region of the Eastern Hemisphere is affected. People from Russia are going to have a different culture and clothing than the people from the Congo, or the people from India, or the people from Asia, okay? It's gonna be different. You also draw an outfit according to one of the three options that you had. You had India, you had Russia, and you had, if I remember well, Africa. Okay, so you have to draw also one of those. You have to do your global citizenship notes with the information that we saw, and with that information that you highlighted and used for your global citizenship notes, you have to complete the graphic organizer that is asking you the information of physical geography and climate in the Eastern Hemisphere. That is all the work you have to do for global citizenship. Then my kids, we have to go to think tank. So I'm going to share my screen again with you so you can see the think tank work. It's quite easy. As you can see, the biggest part of the work of today was global citizenship. And that's the biggest part. That's why I stopped the video right now, so you understand what you have to do with global citizenship. And then we can go to the think tank part that is extremely easy, extremely easy, okay? So once again, to summarize the work of today of global citizenship, it's the physical geography and climate of the Eastern Hemisphere, how it affects each country and how it is different from country to country, okay? Now, let me share my screen again with you so we can see think tank that is extremely easy, okay? And we go to think tank. Insurance. Sometimes you have to pay a lot of money when something bad happens. You could get sick and go to the hospital. You could crash your car and need to repair it. This could cost you hundreds of thousands of dollars or even more. That's why you need an insurance. An insurance is going to help you to not pay that much. You're gonna pay for an insurance, kids, okay? I'm not reading anymore, I'm just telling you how it is. You have to pay for an insurance. For example, the most common one is the car insurance. So every year or every month, some people pay it every month, some people pay it for all the year. You pay an amount of money. Let's say, oh, I have to pay 5,000 pesos for the insurance of the car. Okay, you pay 5,000 pesos for all the year. It's not that much. And then if something happens, if you have a car accident and you crash, the insurance is gonna tell you, you know what? To repair your car, to fix your car, it's going to be 25,000 pesos. And you're like, wow, that's a lot of money. I don't have 25,000. And they're gonna tell you, but since you bought an insurance with us, you don't have to pay the 25,000. You have to pay only 5,000. You're like, wow. So I'm saving 20,000 pesos thanks to the insurance. Why? Because the insurance, that's what they do. I'm gonna pay the biggest amount and you pay a small amount. That's the idea of an insurance, okay? So let's continue with the reading. You can buy insurance. It lessens your risk of having to pay a lot of money when you have an accident, what I just said. Or when you get sick, or when something breaks, insurance has a cost. Like I told you, you're gonna pay an amount of money, maybe every month, maybe every year, and it's gonna help you to be insured with all that time. You usually pay money to an insurance company each month. Sometimes you paid for a year. For example, with my car, I paid every year. You get a benefit from having insurance. Insurance will pay for at least some of the money you owe if something bad happens. For example, you might pay $20 to see a doctor if you have insurance. It might cost $200 to see a doctor if you don't have insurance. So the insurance company is paying $180 and you're only going to pay $20 to see a doctor. So is it good to have insurance? Of course it is good. It is the best thing you can do. And the good thing is there's not only insurance for cars. There's insurance for you when you get sick, when you die. Even when you die, you have insurance. And they're going to give your family a lot of money for buying that insurance, okay? So in here, they also said, you should compare the cost and benefits if you buy insurance. You must decide if paying a smaller amount of money each month is worth not having to pay a lot of money. Do you think that paying a little bit to have an insurance is bad? Or do you think to pay a little bit to have an insurance is good? What do you think it's better, to have an insurance or not to have an insurance? Okay, then with that information, we go to this part. We're only going to do this. The bonus activity, not anymore. It says, try this. Sally pays $100 per month for car insurance. If she gets into a car accident, the insurance will pay to fix her car, even if it costs more than $1,000. Give me one moment, since the gas is passing by. Just have to wait. Okay, finally. So she's gonna pay $100 every month to get the car insurance. And the insurance can fix her car even if it costs more than $1,000 to repair it. What is the cost and benefit of Sally having a car insurance? What is the cost? What is she going to lose? $100. Is it that much? No, it's not that much. What is the benefit? If something happens to her car, the insurance is going to pay a lot instead of she paying it. So is the cost worth the benefit? Yes, it is. That's all the work for today. Complete. Okay, so now I'm gonna finally stop sharing my screen. That's all the work for today. Summarize: global citizenship, physical, geography, and climate of the Eastern Hemisphere, think tank, insurance. That's all the work for today, kids. Make sure to send me the notes. Remember, you need to send the global citizenship notes with the photos of the work of today. That's all for today. See you on Tuesday. Peace out. Take care. Wash your hands. Stay safe. I love you. And bye-bye.